Welcome to another episode of SpacePodTV. I am your host, Palien Vasion. And I am here with the one and only, the mythical unicorn himself, Charlie Mizza.
Yeah, welcome Mr. Mizza has arrived at the SpacePod.
Thank you so much for coming out here.
Absolutely, glad to be here.
All right, so, Mr. Mizza,
Yo.
could you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
So my artist name is Charlie Mizza. I've been doing hip-hop since, God, I don't know, 2006.
Okay.
It dates me a little bit.
Enough to be experienced,
Enough
my
to
man.
be experienced.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I was bumping your shit before I even started, and I know you helped me in the beginning of my career, too, getting some copyrights done and all that shit.
The important stuff,
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
For sure.
So, much appreciated on that shit, man.
Yeah, man, you've been doing music. You've been doing more than music, too, man. It's good to have you arrive at the SpacePod, man.
I'm glad to be here, for sure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, this is dope. This is fire. So let's get into it. You know?
So, now, so as far as, like, current projects, what do you got going on right now?
Oh, a lot.
It don't ever quit.
So,
Yeah, right.
Music's been kind of on the back burner for the last 5 months or so, I guess.
Okay.
Like, completely, I guess. I've been working on this film for like the past 2.5 years or so.
Okay.
Just kind of piecing it together, involving storm chasing stuff I do on the side.
Okay.
And that film's called The Chase, and I'm hoping to have it every digital place you can get it and download it, stream it on your TVs, your Apple TVs, your PlayStations, or whatever. Hopefully this fall yet. I actually just got done today
That's
wrapping
amazing.
up a bunch of closed caption stuff, which is something I'll never do myself again. I'll probably hire that out because, oh my God, I haven't slept at all, and I'm just like,
He
But,
really out here.
Yeah.
Only on SpacePod TV.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's the name of that movie again?
The Chase.
All right, y'all go check that
Yeah,
out.
check out the page on Facebook. It's facebook.com/The Chase Film Official, I think, or The Chase Official,
Right.
something like that.
Now, this is not your first movie, and that's what I like about you. You branched out. You play a lot of instruments. You did the music. You put the music on the back burner to do these movies, man.
Right.
And so how a little bit of how long does this movie span over? You know, because this is another passion of yours, just like the music was, chasing.
Right. Yeah. God, I guess pretty much I started filming it in 2015 technically, but I really
That's what's
started.
up.
I should say I used clips from 2015, and then I really started filming it as a project in 2017.
Yeah. So it's been underway. You mean?
It has, yeah. It's like, and it wasn't even really an idea until 2017. I thought, I should embark on this, but basically, I mean, aside from the footage of myself amongst the danger noodles, I call them, or tornadoes and stuff like that.
Danger noodles.
God damn.
It's kind of about like just kind of my life, like in between.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Right.
like it's not just all like to kind of put a contrast on it. What some people's perception of what a storm chaser is.
Yeah, for real.
Like I don't drive around in a big tank. I kind of wish I did sometimes, but like, I don't go all across the country and
Right.
like live in gas stations and just like chase. I got a family at home. I got a job. I got a bunch of other stuff going on. So it's kind of like that and the balance between all that sort of.
Right.
It's not really a biographical documentary as much as
I was gonna say
is.
it sounds like not just the tornadoes, but almost your life.
Sort of. I mean, it's not really just about me. It's more about just chasing as a whole. Like, I wanted to really, like...
Yeah.
Because, like, there's lots of us. I mean, I talked to a lot of guys that are storm chasers that, through the months of May and August, they're getting it in as much as they can, all over the country, because they just have a passion for severe weather. And the vast majority of us aren't, we're not, what you see on the Discovery Channel. And I know those guys. There's great guys, Reed and Sean and all them. But
Shout out to them.
It's not like a constant thing where like, we're all everyday people. You know what I mean? And some of us like, there's always this. It's funny. There's always this proverbial question that people ask me, like, oh, do you make money like selling your footage and stuff like that? And the answer is a big no. Like, storm chasing is an expense. It's not. I mean, I've gotten lucky and sold a clip of something once. You know what I mean? Right. So that's not the goal. Yeah. That's, if anything, a bonus. And nowadays, really, honestly, with people like just giving them the news stations out on their social media for free, it's kind of killed that game anyway. Yeah. So it's not really.
Ooh, okay, that's good for people to know, because that was a legit, like, people were trying to do that.
Oh yeah, man! You see it on Twitter all the time. Like, oh hey, it's John from the Weather Channel. I'm glad you're safe. Do you mind if we use your footage on our 5 o'clock or whatever and give you full credit? And they're always like, yeah, and like if they were smart, they'd be like, no.
Right.
I want $1,000.
Yep. Yeah, because some people capture some crazy ass shit with just their cell phones, man.
Oh yeah, man.
I mean, your time and energy is worth something, so value yourself and go from there.
Yeah, I mean, for a while I worked with some brokers to try to actively, like get some footage out to the networks like as quick as possible, and I get mobile internet now, so I can do it, pretty quick. But it just for me, it kind of like took the focus off why I'm out there in the first place. And I just didn't like it.
That was a love and a passion. It was almost killing it for you.
It was. It's like, I'm not out here like.
I get you.
I'm not out here to make money off of what potentially might be somebody's misery. You know what I mean? And that's what it kind of came to.
Like kind of like a paparazzi of the storm industry.
Yeah. Exactly, man. Yeah.
And I feel you on that though.
If you do it to the point where you got to like force yourself to come up with content all the time, and like it becomes like a drag, it's really no different than working a 9 to 5 you hate. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's few guys that do, the more famous storm chasers that I guess was what spawns that proverbial question I was referring to earlier, is a guy by the name of Reed Timmer, and this is what he does. I mean, he goes out and I think he's with AccuWeather.com right now, and they basically pay him to he's kind of a hermit. He just lives from place to place and chases storms and that's what he loves. I mean, but anyway, most of us are just your family people. We got stuff going on, and so really with the chase, I wanted to really just kind of like hone in on that. It's like, I go out and see some crazy stuff, but then I come home.
See, that's one of the things I like about it, Mizza, is like these are real people, and that's what I don't think that the audience even could ever know if you didn't tell them. Like, we got jobs and families, and these are real people with passions. Like, I got more respect for that than anything. So I feel you on that.
For sure.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Hi, hold up, man. So I want to get into I want to get
claps all around.
Yeah, no doubt. I want to get into, I've been seeing on social media a lot for you. So your movie is called The Chase, and you're gonna put it out there. My thing is, like, some people will be like, what are you praying for? Somebody's destruction?
Yeah, that's a great question.
How do you visualize
what you do? I touched on that actually.
That's what's up.
On a separate YouTube video I put on my channel.
Oh, you made a YouTube video?
Oh,
no way, Mizza.
So, because when I went down this last May, I was down in Nebraska, and it was just tornado fest. It was just one after the other, and one of them was. So to give it a little background here, like I have radar right next to me. It's the same radar that the National Weather Service uses. It's integrated with GPS and Google Maps, so I know whether or not a town's in trouble or not. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like I can see if it's just out in the middle of some field not doing nothing.
Yeah.
This one particular tornado that was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I mean, it was this big, long, snaky thing. It was the most photogenic, and it was just crazy.
Yeah, right? You get them high def photos, man.
Yeah, so I was like on the video, I'm like, oh my God, that's beautiful. I mean, seriously, I've never seen something like that. To see nature at its height of its majesty in its raw form like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's beautiful. Well, a whole bunch of people on YouTube got all sorts pissed off, and
because you said it was beautiful, right?
Yeah, you monster, you're just out there, So anyway, blah blah blah. So like the answer is like no, like, and it's kind of a paradox because to try to explain, like, okay, like that is like the hope is that it's like rural. At worst, like tearing up a shelter bell or something, like
throwing trees around, maybe
like maybe
a barn or something, but no people in it.
When I see it doing damage, it the excitement drops. I'm like, oh man, is everybody okay? You know, because I mean, like it or not, these things are gonna happen. A, B, the point I try to make too is like, if it weren't for people like me, you would have basically the local sheriff to depend on. That not to. I mean, they are trained, but
you're getting some info.
We know way more than they do. Period. Point blank. And we got the info right next to us. You know, and like, basically, I mean, if it weren't for people like us, like these warnings and the people wouldn't have, like, you know, when you hear confirmed tornado, that's us.
Yeah.
Period. You know, so like, there's that. So we're first. That's kind of really all of our first functions. Get the warning out. Then we try to get footage and stuff like that and see what we can see or whatever. But no, it's not something. I mean, it's like I hope for tornadoes. In parentheses, in a field away from everybody, not hurting anybody, not ripping through a town and causing EF4, EF5 damage and ruining people's lives. That's never the never the wish.
Man, and that's good to let people know, you know, because when them things come through and they're tearing up in destruction, I mean, people, they're not thinking, you know, there's a whole different state of mind. So how would they know unless you personally told them? So when you say something about it, I suppose you probably feel like you almost got to preface it with what you just said. Like,
sort of, yeah, no, really. I mean, sometimes it's like, I mean, I think that
it's an
people
interesting
just think
conundrum.
I'm like getting my rocks off out there, off like, you know. I mean, I'm definitely not the kind of person that's gonna go out and like, you know, film a house getting destroyed,
right,
and just drive away.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, on the same token, I'm not gonna, you know, go diving through wreckage. It might have power lines and gas lines and everything else down and hurt myself, and then myself being another problem.
Feel you
for rescue people or whatever, but
but
you know?
sometimes it is necessary to like capture the exact moment of where you're at, because there could be people who are driving towards that right now, and you just sent that out and they're like, oh shit, I gotta turn around, I can't go that way.
Well, exactly, you know? Man. I mean, sometimes they don't look like what you think the Wizard of Oz is. Sometimes it just looks like a big wall of rain and you won't know it until it's on top of you, you know?
Yeah, it's better to be safe than sorry. So shout out to all the storm chasers out there, man.
Woo!
They don't get enough recognition, but we give it to them here on SpacePod TV. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciated.
We out here.
Now, the thing about it is, Mizza, don't you have some lineage with this? Like, isn't there somebody else in your family that was interested like you are in chasing?
Well, no, not implicitly. I mean, there was, my grandpa Cal, who was Cal Olson, he was the one of the main photographers during the Fargo tornado in '57, and him and other photographers' photos and the coverage that the forum did won a Pulitzer Prize, which was kind of in the photo world, that's like a really big deal.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying right there.
But or in the journalism world, I should say. But that he wasn't really like a chaser, really. But I remember being like 5, 6 years old, looking at the negatives no one else saw, and I was like, wow, you know, like that was like crazy, man. Like
that's how deep the roots go. So even I mean, you took it to another level. You put your own spin on it with what you now do. But I mean, hey, again, inspiration comes in many forms.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. You know, I had to go out and try it and see what was up with it. So.
Now, speaking of inspiration, you don't just do the storm chasing; you do all sorts of other shit. You do the producing.
Wait a minute, what else you do, Mizza?
Multi-complicated.
Yeah, let them know what else you on.
Oh man, so I've become more of a film guy lately. I guess I'm always like looking at different cameras and stuff like that. You know, I still do music. I mean, I was just doing some rock kind of experimental stuff.
Yes, you were, and I like the sounds of it too. Yeah, I mean, from what I heard,
just to kind of like check it out, just because I can, you know, kind of like expand a little bit. You know, I started playing guitar when I was like 12, and I've never stopped. Okay, you know, so it's it's cool to have that capability, just kind of like unwind it a little bit. And
so now
you're doing it for the right reasons,
right. You've been making music for quite a while. How many albums or projects have you dropped so far?
Oh wow,
man, we're bringing it back. So
I'm curious because I've seen one of your albums. So
if we're gonna count $3 Mike,
right?
That me and Jacob Latta, when we were 701 Click, when we did that, and that was like quite literally on a $3 microphone,
right?
That you'd like, you know, take like verbal notes on or something. And we put a little, you know, pantyhose in front of it, so
Yeah,
we call it
that sock mic.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all know about that sock mic, though.
Straight up, man. And that was so we did that with a program called EJ, and there's just a bunch of like.
I remember EJ.
You remember that? Yeah.
Yo, and you might as well say MTV Music Generator too.
Pretty much.
You talk about we
pretty
made
much
beats on
exactly that. So like, we made a little demo or whatever, and then I went to school, and I got some student loan money, and I worked some extra hours, and for the extra, I was just able to scrounge up just enough to get some recording equipment. We got Pro Tools, and then I bought an MPC 2500 and Reason at the same time.
Yeah. Reason, yes.
Yeah, and just because, back in the day, Double XL had this publication magazine called Scratch. And one of my favorite producers, Daz Dillinger, they would always every producer they'd showcase, they'd have a little window that would say what this producer uses to make beats and stuff.
Right.
So I use a MPC 2500, I use Reason. I'm like, cool, that's my list, that's what I'm getting, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I had no idea. I didn't know that, within Reason, you can do the exact same thing that the MPC can, if not better.
Yeah.
So I, straight up, man, this thing collected. I mean, I played around with it a little bit.
I remember seeing that in one of your first studios, man. I was like, that was just dope that you had that.
Right, and I mean, I never did anything with it. So then, fast forward later on when I wanted to do my own music videos, because I was just getting duck and dodged by the video guy way back in the day, and I was just getting tired of them. Fine, I'm gonna do it myself,
That's always how it happens, man.
So what can I sell?
Shit.
So I sold that. Because straight up, I mean, I never used it. I never used it. It would just lay around. So I sold that. I bought a Canon XH-A1, which is, well, man, we'll get into that in a little while later.
I remember that one.
Remember that?
Yep.
Have the little DV tape that went in it, right? Yeah. So the only way you could export your videos, you'd have to plug your computer
into
the camera,
hot wire or whatever they call
and
firewire.
push play. Right.
Yep.
Push play and then record it. The footage on your computer, and that at the time that was an amazing camera.
That was fire.
So didn't you have to watch it all the way through?
Yep.
While it was, I remember that. That was what the FireWire did, right?
Yeah, it was FireWire.
Dude, that shit is crazy because now you take a flash drive, right? And you just dump it, but you had to run the tape.
Yep.
To push it into the computer.
Tape. And it was tapes of which you couldn't really find those in Fargo because Best Buy didn't have them. They didn't have Pro Video because it was Pro Video at the time.
I mean, tape is dope. It has a cool quality. It's just that transfer though.
Oh yeah, it was a giant pain in the ass, man. I remember that much. But so then around that time, so the 701 Click thing, Jake and I, we had a little falling out. It was something so petty and just stupid. It was we were open. We were kind of moving for a while. We were open up for all sorts of people, and we had a disagreement about some song or some beat or whatever, and we butted heads, and both our egos clashed. And I went this way, he went the other way, and then I just decided to keep doing music. So because
after 701 Click, you went solo.
Right, and I did an album called "I Was Free Little King." That I was telling you later that I listen to it now and I don't really like it, because at the time, it was just such just an angry album, you know what I mean? It's just compared to I'm not that person anymore, you know what I'm saying? It was just very just rah, 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 and a bunch of
That's an artist style thing to do though, the growth.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I felt half the content on that album was this big blanket diss to just everybody.
Yeah.
And I can't.
Fuck you.
Though.
You're
seriously
cool.
though.
Fuck
Yeah.
you.
It just sounded like this big snit.
Yeah.
With beats behind it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It just there's some deeper kind of better songs on there, I guess. I like.
Yeah, there definitely is some good songs.
I pushed that. Yeah, I pushed that album pretty good. It was in Best Buys and over a dozen stores.
You put it in stores. You had it online. It was no small deal.
It went out, man. It went out really well. And then let me think here.
Because then after that, you
did a few singles. They did a mixtape.
That mixtape. What's up with that mixtape?
Growing Pains. Yeah, that's
Growing Pains.
I'm pretty sure that's still on.
Is that online? Where can people find that?
I'm pretty sure it's still on SoundCloud and.
Yeah, there you go. A lot of people fucking with SoundCloud.
Dat Piff.
No, Dat Piff. Oh, yeah. Shout out.
It was at the tip of my tongue. I'm like, why can't I remember?
Yo, Palien, what you know about Dat Piff?
Oh, man. Hey.
Mixtape Central. Yep. You don't need to mix anything. Just put it out there. It's fine.
Yeah, for real.
Mega upload.
Just dump it.
Just dump it. Go.
Yeah.
There's Jim Jones mixtapes on there that sound terrible, but it's Jim Jones, so people get it.
That's right. That's right. Because Jim Jones was fire.
That's right. It's Jim Jones. I'm getting it.
Come on.
Sounds like trash, but whatever.
People just want that blast from the past. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like 90s movies, the quality is crap compared to now, but I'll still prefer watching those over the. You know?
Absolutely,
So
absolutely, man.
It's just energy, you know. It's just a feeling. You know.
After that, I guess and then I just kind of like just blah. You know, I did whatever. You know, I work in healthcare. I did a movie. I did movie. So I did Aura, which was
tell them again, louder for the people in the back.
A movie called Aura. It's on YouTube. Go check it out. It's on my Charlie Mizza.
Yeah, this dude out here making real ass movies.
Yeah, that was an
shit.
undertaking. I'll tell you what, man.
The production value was up. You had to get people together. You had actors and actresses.
Yeah. So like, you
had that in the Fargo Theater, I believe.
Probably one of my best friends, Bjorn Peterson. Shout out Bjorn.
Yes,
get
shout
out the couch.
Bjorn.
Come over to my house. Be a good time.
Hey.
Bjorn's he's actually a trained stage classical actor.
Okay.
He's like done a lot of really big like Broadway productions in New York and
that's what's up.
On stage acting. So stage acting is a little different than film acting in the sense that film you screw up, okay, let's cut and do it again.
Yep.
Well, that doesn't exist in stage. You got to rehearse for like months.
Yep.
Get it absolutely on the nuts and then bang it out. So. And God, he's so good. I mean, he's a good actor. Like he played the role I had in my head like so well.
To see that come to life must have been.
Almost to a fault because again, he's from the stage era, so like he would want it so perfect, and which was great. But it was sometimes felt like, dude, we can just.
What if we just
stop, do it again, and it was whatever. But like, it turned out good. He found a friend or somebody from the a community theater, the theater community or whatever.
Well, yeah, because the Fargo Theater is right down the
street.
Well, right,
yeah. There's a bunch of talent in this town, believe it or not. There's like actors and stuff like that. So he got this girl named Amy Klein who was just great.
Yeah,
like really good in that. And then I played. I played my character, and I guess I did the job okay. Like it was a. I think it turned out well. It was a learning experience.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say, don't sell yourself short because the thing about it is you did this all independent. Nobody was your own budget. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. I didn't.
And it had Blu-rays. I mean, you can go to IMDb. Right. They can go to IMDb right now. Search your name.
Yeah.
And they're gonna find your credit list. Like this is no small deal. So that's represent.
And I was trying. I did. So I guess, I was actually thinking about that today because we were going to talk about this, and I was like, God, if I could go back and
this, man,
taken a few scenes out of there and still made it work, I think I would have.
Yeah.
There were a couple of just technical things that I stuck in there just because, I really wanted that scene. Well, like there was one scene where my character meets with like the boss and the underboss, and they're on my character's ass because my crew ain't getting in enough, and it's just like I'm having conflict with this Bjorn's character Billy about this money I basically like he owes me or whatever for getting his book out there or whatever, and so like so we did it at the old what was it called now? It's this restaurant downtown on Broadway. They're not there at Monty's. They're not there anymore, but I asked the dude if I could come in after, before hours. Yeah, come on in, just do whatever. We'll just be chilling. So like, unbeknownst to me, I mean, we had the big boom mic, we had the field recorder, we had everything ready to go. Everybody's there, everybody's looking good. They got the lines down, right? And the fan for their fridge was, obviously running, right? And I didn't even think about it until I got back and started cutting sound, and I could not get rid of that sound, man. It was so freaking loud. I mean, it was just like this, like this underlying. And I tried every noise reduction plugin you can think of,
but you still got to get the vocals to come through. So
well,
it's like,
and so like, what does that do to your vocals? I mean, it just sounded
you don't want to muddy that shit up.
So I did what I could with it, and it's like the one when I watched the film today, I just skipped past that part. I hate that
so you left that you left that in the movie then?
I did though, yeah, and I felt like maybe I could have like not, and it still would have flowed. I guess
maybe
there was one scene. There was one scene like I'll tell you what, like I wish I had the camera I have now for some of the low light scenes too, because some of the low light scenes could have been a lot better. And if you were to try to focus, you know, I'll say an ISO challenge camera in the dark and get the focus right is like, I mean, it's like shooting in the dark. I mean, you know. So there's a couple parts of that I didn't really like, but I was really trying to get it on Netflix and all this. And well, back then I had this working with a guy that I could have got it on for like $4,000.
Yeah.
And then I kind of just decided that, you know, like I'm spending $4,000. It'll be on Netflix maybe for like, you know, a month and it'll be gone. Like it's just really worth it. I just want to like get, you know, so I made some Blu-rays. We showcased at the Fargo Theater. We had first showing was like sold out. The second one was
I remember that.
Close, you know, and
that's good though for Fargo because it's hard to reach the hearts of people here.
Oh my God,
man.
yeah,
for real.
God, anybody doing any arts or music knows that's true.
Oh my God,
like
yeah.
it just getting people to go to a show, getting people to like, do anything that you know doesn't involve alcohol is like,
I know.
Absolutely.
So now if you can like strategically place yourself in a situation where they don't expect you, that's probably the easiest way to like, reach a big audience.
Well, exactly. You know, so it was, you know, it helped that the news did a cover on it. That kind of helped too. But
you had some news articles. High Plains Reader.
Yeah, High Plains Reader did it. WDAY did a segment on it. So yeah, it went off well, man. I think.
So happy. I'm so happy to hear that.
It was a learning experience. Like I learned what works and I learned what doesn't work, and
okay.
That's how we build, man.
So in this movie, Aura, what was your character's main role then?
So my character was Charlie Giovanni, just some like cheesy gangster name.
Right, but let them know who your inspiration is, though, Mizza.
Who's that?
You watch this series.
Oh man, Sopranos.
The Sopranos.
Oh my God,
Tony Soprano.
The best series ever.
Okay.
By the way,
I wasn't gonna let you leave without mentioning that.
Period.
Because you made a
Breaking Bad shit sucks compared to The Sopranos, okay?
Tell them.
And now you know.
Period.
And now you know. I mean, you've done artwork for this.
And it's on Amazon Prime, all of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
But anyway, so like I've always been a big fan of gangster movies, like you know Scorsese's, Casino, Goodfellas.
Oh yeah. Heat, all that.
Yeah, Heat's a great movie.
Oh, it came out the same time as Casino.
That's a movie that people don't really talk about enough. I feel that Heat's a masterpiece, man.
I liked it better than Casino, but Casino's fire. Don't get me wrong. I think Heat is like, I don't know, it just had something. Like if you want to delve into the character story, then Casino.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you
he was just grimy, dude.
Yeah. I don't know. They both good.
But yeah, man, that's kind of so. Like my character my character and Bjorn's character, William Van Desky, were like childhood friends. They they grew up in this fictional town called Southtown. They knew each other forever.
Yep.
Will or Billy, as we called him, had he had his shit together. He went to college. Mm-hmm. Well, there's so the backstory that we kind of vaguely touched on, I guess, throughout the script. Like, he and I were really close around like high school. I started kind of drifting into the wrong side of life, and he just kind of like nah. And that's when we kind of like fell away. He went to Brown College and University. Got he's like a literary whatever and. Now he's like he's an author or whatever. He's married to Amy's character, who I honestly can't remember what that. Anna, yes, Anna, and she works at a prominent magazine, and Vanity Fair, I think it was. God, this has been a long time.
Yeah, this was a minute ago.
I can't believe I'm remembering all this. So basically, like. She makes the money, he writes, and he's just this aspiring writer that can't ever sell a book because none of the publishers want to mess with him, right?
Yeah. So
we meet years later by chance, just like, shooting the shit or whatever. And then I see him again while I'm getting fitted for suits, and he's like trying to get a suit to try to get this, go sell his book or try to shop his book to a publisher. So he starts telling me about my character about this. And and being a gangster, I'm thinking like, well, I know people.
Yeah. Yeah, I got the connections.
I got the connections. Yeah. Let me see what I can do. Now, unbeknownst to him, that always comes with a price. Mm-hmm. I want my vig or my 10-15% on top for whatever. So I do that. I muscle some people. I get his book published, and it goes like. Just before it becomes on the New York Times bestseller list, my character gets popped with a gun charge. I go to jail. And I go to jail for like I think 3 years.
Okay.
I come back and he's like blowing up. He's like, you know, he's doing like Good Morning America stuff. So I even, man, and to illustrate this, we went to like, I like printed like fake magazine covers and like,
oh,
you know,
shit, hell yeah.
like Newsweek and all this other stuff,
Right.
you know what I mean? The Photoshop's like great, you know, like just boom, boom, boom. Did all this stuff.
Seen
And
that.
And then, so he's blowing up and then I come and see him and I'm like, hey, you know, and at first it's friendly. So I'm like, hey,
yeah, right.
how about my money, you know,
Right,
whatever. And then he's like, yeah, you didn't say anything about it. And I just kind of like, listen.
He set you off after that.
Like, listen, here's how this works.
Yeah, right.
Friends or not, you owe me money and I want my money, blah, blah, blah. At that point, when we start to have this conflict, a bunch of people around him start dying.
Oh.
Around his life start dying. And he and the audience thinks that it's me the whole time. And my crew, like, trying to, like, you know, like, spook him into, like, you know, come on, money now, you know.
Yep.
And that's kind of where I'll leave it. You know, I won't spoil it. Or whatever,
yeah,
but,
right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's a very weird and unexpected ending, I think.
Yep.
And I left it kind of vague as far as like, is the end supernatural? Is the end just a product of psychosis?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's something. It's something that, like, it doesn't. I really didn't want to like go either which way, because I'm a huge horror movie buff too. You know.
Yeah.
But
right.
I didn't want to dive too deep into either which way. I wanted to leave it really open for the audience to kind of decide what happened, basically.
Well, yeah, because if you go like too supernatural or too horror, then you'd have to like label the movie something else.
Well, yeah, and
completely.
I guess I felt that like with my limited budget and resources, you know, because if you're gonna go that way, then it has to be fire. You know what I mean? It has to.
Right.
I mean, you got to have all the special effects,
Yep.
stunts, and all. You know, but like I felt like I wanted to make it just vague enough to where it was more of a psychological thing than anything. And like
right.
it's just very, very subtle camera movements to little like prop clues and things like things that, you know.
Yeah, staging.
I kind of stole it from Night Shyamalan a little bit as far as like all that, but
Hey, the greats, man, Tarantino, everybody.
yeah. You know, so that's how that turned out, man. It's on YouTube. Go check it out.
Get off your ass or maybe get on your ass and go watch that movie right now, ladies and gentlemen.
It's called Aura, A-U-R-A,
Yep.
by yours truly, Charlie
Yes, sir.
Mizza, right
Yeah, we
here.
do.
He makes movies, like real-ass movies.
Yeah. So yeah, for like anybody that thinks like, you know, you need all sorts of money and resources to make a film, like, you know, really, like, here's what I had. I had a Canon 5D Mark II with maybe like 3 different lenses. I had some lights I already had. I had a gimbal that I kind of bought for the movie, kind of bought for
Gimbal.
business on the side. And then just asking various places if we can use their place for locations, which in bigger cities is really hard to do.
Right.
So shout out to everybody. However, there was this one unnamed local cemetery that I had called, you know, and said, "Hey, I'm a local filmmaker, you know, and there's this one scene I really got an idea, you know, I really want to get into." And I talked to this dude. He was like the assistant groundskeeper of this place. Where he was like, "Yeah, that should be okay, I guess. Yeah, let me run it by the boss or whatever, and, you know, whatever. Call back tomorrow. Cool." I call back tomorrow, and I get the next day, and I, you know, pitch him. And he's like, "Who's this?" You know, I tell him, and what? No one's filming in there. No, now I'm on the phone with someone from New York. I gotta go. And he hung up on me.
Yeah.
And then you see, it was like the most obscene conversation ever. And I'm just like,
What?
no, like I need
Right,
that
right,
scene. Like,
right.
no, like, so I went in there and I talked to, some people that were digging a grave at the time.
Oh,
like,
shit.
I'm like, hey, it's Halloween, you know? So,
Yeah,
so I'm like,
yeah.
hey, listen, I got this thing I need to do. It involves that building and it'll maybe take 3 hours. And your boy, I talked to your boss, and he kind of just rolled his eyes and smiled. And he just looked at me. He's like, "When do you want to do this?" So I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
So we made a date. I got everybody. Everybody came through. Everybody and it just seriously, as a director, like,
Yeah.
I was like, okay. Everybody drive in. Okay, action. And we had an aerial shot, and then that stopped. Okay, now everybody go let's drag. And actually, a buddy of mine, Alex, that works at a funeral home, like hooked me up with like a real hearse casket, the whole 9 yards.
Nice.
We did that scene.
This is
and
some
then,
dark shit.
Oh yeah, man. And then we got inside the building, and I rented a crane from a guy and did that shot, and everybody was just like, the cool thing was everyone was just so like willing to like be a part of this and excited about it, which really made it cool, because I think like that's one thing I can say about like Fargo around here is like, as hard as things are and logistically complicated in the creative art / music world or whatever, that really like was such that grace from everybody made the film. I mean, it just absolutely did. Like, it wouldn't have happened without it.
Right.
So we did it, and we were like done, and it was like, and it turned out exactly how I wanted to.
Yeah.
So screw that guy.
Right.
Like, seriously, like I don't know what I would have done if I wouldn't have had that shot. It was so integral. It was pivotal to the entire plot.
Well, that's like, if you think about it, how many times do you think like major filmmakers have had to kind of bend the rules a little bit, or do something they shouldn't have to make a really good part of the movie?
Probably, I mean, granted, now
like, how badly do you want to make this movie? Really?
Well, they have millions of dollars. They can be like, okay,
that too.
This part of town is ours. Everybody out. So that helps. I'm sure. And then they got all the fun little props and.
Yeah, stuff. There's actually movies getting made around Fargo quite often.
Yeah, well, so kind of what I was talking about earlier, like when I had my Canon XH-A1, and that was like the camera at the time. Yeah. And then the DSLR revolution happened.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
With the Canon 5D Mark II, it actually was kind of like the big that Canon they had a breakthrough with that.
I can't go anywhere without somebody saying, I got the DSLR.
That was the flagship camera.
It was, right. And at the time, I think it was like $2,700 for the body and then more for the lens or whatever. And it's just like, professional. And my wife put me up on it because she's been like a hobby photographer forever before we even met. And she's like, oh man, you gotta see this camera. It takes, and I'm just like, really? It's a photo camera that has an added feature that it looks filmic. Okay, let me see this thing, and I saw it. I was like, wow,
yeah, right.
That's actually legit. Like that looks way better than my camera, right? So we got that, sold that. Okay, and then that God, when was that? About 2000.
Probably around 8? I was gonna say around 2010, probably.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, and then from then, like now, like it is really not far out of people's reach to spend a few grand and get some stuff and make some cool, dope shit. I mean, it's just like seriously, how that's changed filmmaking now. It's like, I don't think I ever really wanted to be a filmmaker before, I guess.
It's funny how life works sometimes,
Well,
bro.
right. It's like I never really had the real aspirations to do that until, I guess, the means to do it was made available to me without, millions of dollars or, an $80,000 budget for a red camera and some prime lenses or like a whole set or a production crew or, you got a gaff boy and a grip and all. You know what I mean? Like, the Hollywood set, it's cool to see. Like, I mean, now, like, yeah, dude, like, music videos, like I was saying back in the day, there was like one guy that he went to film school and he had some cameras and he was really good at what he did, But there was one guy, and I'm sure he's up to his neck in shit and just super busy, and everyone was like, please, camera, like. But ever since that, revolution came up, I think it's cool because now artists, whether you're a musician trying to do your own videos or you're a videographer trying to do your own videos or movies, whatever, or movies, or like anything. you can do that now. Like technology it's crazy how it's evolved to the point that like I mean, you can go out and get some camera that like the camera I have now, the original Red 1 Mysterium X when it first came out, when everyone was like, oh my god, this camera. Mm-hmm. Wow, it did look at the low light capabilities and all that. Like that camera now is on eBay for $2,500. Yeah, and my camera blows it out of the water, and it's only like 8 years. Nah, not even 6 years removed. I mean, that's how fast
technology's flying.
It's moving. It's like the things you can do with like a little bit of money. It's just like, yeah, it's cool. I mean, God, I hope everybody has a little creative bone in them.
Yeah.
Just go try it, you know. And if it sucks, you learn and you do better next time. You know, like no one like. You know, no one comes out of the bat.
Yeah,
like,
it's all learning experience,
it
and you're only going to
absolutely
get better
is, you
at
know?
it.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. So now that you got this equipment, right? So how far are you willing to travel to capture this footage, Mizza? You know what I mean? Because you've been around.
Story time. Okay, so we...
Yeah.
Oh, my God. So my wife and I, for a while, did weddings.
All right, shout out to the wifey.
Which was super lucrative. And but we got burnt out kind of after this. Kind of a long story. Anyway, we got booked by a couple out in Maine. Oh, we saw your work. We love it. Hey, we'll fly you out here. We want the top package, room and board, blah blah blah. We're like, sweet road trip, you know.
Right.
We go out there, and something's just weird that way, you know. Like the vibe is just not right for a happily about to be married couple.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just something off. So, you know, I'm with the groomsmen and the groom and all that for the half the day. They're golfing. There's some whispers or whatever, but it's for the most part whatever. I'm just filming people, you know, like B-roll on the golf carts, whatever.
Right.
We finally meet up for like we're getting ready for the bride and groom to meet, and I just look at my wife. I'm like, so how was your morning? And she's like, I don't know what's going on here. So, you know. So we do this film. We do the whole shebang, the whole 9 yards, and we're about ready to leave. Like by the time we were about to leave, it's just complete disaster. Like the mother of the bride's like hyperventilating, crying outside of the place. There's all this drama. We're like, let's just go. Let's not even stay the night. Let's just go. So that's how far I guess I've traveled for the film stuff.
Wow.
That was weird, though.
Yeah, sometimes that type of shit will happen, especially in that profession. Like, you meet all sorts of different people.
Well, yeah, and that's just it. You can do anything with it. You can do you know, wedding stuff. You can do commercial. You can do music videos. I mean, yeah, man.
Yep. So if you're thinking about getting into this industry, don't think that it's
just do
you got to
it.
be a millionaire to do it either.
God, no.
Like, if you got $500, you can right now just hit up fucking Amazon, get a nice DSLR.
Absolutely.
Get started, you know? That's the most important part. Get started.
Yep.
Like, do something. Because, like, you look on, like, I was watching on MTV. It looked like they had a music video that was shot with, like, a really cheap DSLR camera.
Yeah, no, probably.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there was not really any lighting effects. It was
Right.
just, like, in someone's kitchen or something. And the shit was on TV.
Right, exactly. I mean, you know, that kind of comes down to, like, some of that I think kind of is residual from just how the music industry is changing as far as like, you know, like the label doesn't necessarily run the show like they used to, and now it's, you know, there's more of a independent grind across the board, especially in hip hop.
Yeah,
you know, so it's not, you know, gone are the days of, you know, multi-million-dollar music videos, unless you're you know, in the caliber of, you know, your Rihanna's or your
Kendrick's or
Kendrick's,
whatever.
yeah, you know, okay, those are like some, you know, straight up Hollywood type shits. But, yeah, I mean, I think that doesn't surprise me at all, man. Anybody can get it in.
That should motivate the fuck out of all.
Well,
y'all
yeah,
trying to do
that's
something,
exactly.
like,
It's a great point because, like, I mean, you know, you could do just as good, if not even better, as some, you know, major music videos that are out there right now.
Yep.
You know, is the internet and technology is like everything right now.
And I think stylistically, people are looking for something different. Maybe the grain of it just excites people.
There are some people that prefer
Dusty.
watching like those budget type of music videos anyway. There are labels who actually go for certain, you know, video directors that like that home video kind of vibe because it's just a whole different energy to it. Like, maybe it even makes you feel more like closer to the artist because maybe they're more on the level that you might be on, like, as far as living standards go, you know. So
it's got to be relatable because I think that's another thing I think is happening in the hip hop realm anyways. That people want like, you know, something that's tangible, something that like, they can actually, like, you know, relate to and feel and like, you know, it's not. I mean, I remember like when I first started really getting into hip hop with Jake back in the day. Like at the time, the kind of the flagship, if you will, of styles and of subgenres of hip hop was more based on, well, still for a large part it is, but it was more like, you know, money and clubbing and things like that. And now I feel like it's kind of shifted to more of like the everyday kind of, you know, like.
It's like a relatable story.
Yes, it's a relatable story because I mean,
you might be in those atmospheres, but like it's just living the real. Storytellers still matter.
Well, yeah,
you know?
absolutely, man. So I mean, you can only go so far on like, you know, trying to.
How many chains and look at my bling.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it's cool. You got all that
that's
shit.
Cool, but like that can't be like the entire subject. I mean,
right?
15 tracks of talking about my watch.
I love a Lambo, but like, I'd rather have a camera. Honestly, I'd rather. If I had a choice,
you can get a ton of Lambos after what you create with that camera.
I get If I had a $300,000 worth of camera and lenses and gear,
fuck, it'd be game over, bro.
I'd be happy.
God damn, you'd have your own production studio, like a big, gigantic one with like green screen and fucking.
Yeah, man, everything.
Yeah. Speaking of green screen, I know y'all were making a video for X3P.
Yeah.
Where he was using like the alien spaceship or whatever.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So we went to Creative Art Studios.
Video Arts. Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, Video Arts. Yeah, because they have a big, tall.
Oh,
sure do.
It's mad crazy.
It's good quality. They got good lighting in. Yeah, we went in there and shot some of those. I shot them at kind of a higher frame rate because. He's got longer dreads and I want him to kind of play into it. So what we had to do. And I shamelessly stole this from an Avril Lavigne video of all things.
Right.
But I think it was
You never know.
song "With You." Go look that up and you'll see what I'm talking about. But so what I did is I shot it at 120 frames a second. No. Yeah. Shot it at 120 frames a second.
That's like video games.
And then I had so it's 5 times faster than the 24 frames a second we were gonna cut to, right?
Right.
So I had to have him rap and perform 5 times faster.
Cool shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was.
Now I got to go watch this video again.
And it was enough. It was enough
concept.
to like I mean, granted, it was just like snips.
Yeah.
Snips thrown in with everything else. But the effect was that he'd just be like that, and it would just kind of, but his mouth is going like the regular speed or whatever. Right. So. Yeah, man, that was a fun video. That took that's probably the most work I've done CGI or special effects.
Isn't that a trip? It takes more work than you would expect. Now, what's the name of that video for the people?
Up and Coming.
Up and Coming by X3P Suicide.
All right, we can run a little preview if you're cool with that.
Oh, yeah, for
all
sure.
Right,
yeah.
So this is some of Mizza's work
yeah.
right here.
Check that shit out right now.
Yeah, man, that elevated track was dope as shit, mans. But on this one, we gotta do that shit different, bro. Like, the way I sound right now, let's keep it like this, though. Check it. Steady switching up the flow, that's where I'm up and coming. But I've been doing this for years, you'll think I'm up to something. From New Orleans to Atlanta, bitch, I come from nothing. Never owned a pair of cleats, bitch, I run from nothing. Who up and coming? Remember when I couldn't have a plate? And me not having shit be why a nigga rap today. Mom ain't raised no dummy, I ain't need to graduate. Told me go get it, never been the type who sat and wait. I told my mom I'm doing shows now. Fucking up your city stages with my bros now. You better rap or get somebody else who knows how. Feeling like my nigga Tupac would be so proud. Them shots fired, yeah. Steady switching up the flow, that's where I'm up and coming. But I've been doing this for years, you'll think I'm up to something. From New Orleans to Atlanta, bitch, I come from nothing. Never owned a pair of cleats, bitch, I run from nothing. Who up and coming? Ouija board, I don't play around it. Still I'm fighting demons, try my hardest not to think about it. We hear you talking about it.
And we back.
Yeah, man. So that was that took a lot, man. There was a lot of, as you can see, there's a lot of special effects in there, things that weren't real. A lot of it was just some I think the above shot, I just kind of got lucky on a ladder and shot him from above and kind of moved the camera a little bit and then animated after the fact. But
the quality of that work, man, like, damn.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, props, because like green screen is not easy to work with.
It's not, no. It's everyone has a misconception that it's just, you just click a button,
And
it's
that's
all
why I
gone.
say
It's
that.
Right.
That's
not
why I
like
say that. Yeah.
It's like it's a pain in the ass, man.
Yep.
You gotta get it all gone, but you have green elements in your skin and your eyes and your clothes, and you got to
Yep.
make sure that you don't take that away
Yep.
and still make it look decent.
That's what I'm saying. We did season 2, and we was like, I think we're good on green screen.
Yeah, right.
So we feel you on
It's
that.
it's a
man. That was
cool
dope.
it's a cool tool if you have the time and patience to pull it off. I guess.
Yeah.
But I would love
Or
my
the
own-
space.
or
'Cause,
the
you know,
or the
you
exact-
need a
yeah.
good amount of space
Yeah,
between
well,
that
and that's
the
why we
screen.
went to where we went to because I knew they had a big tall one and it was
Yep.
well lit. But like I've tried in the past to kind of do my own and it kind of worked, but that space was superior. I wish I had that kind of space at my access at all times. Matter of fact, when I win the lottery, I'd like to go into that place with like $20 million and be like everybody out.
Because like when I first found out about that place, I was kind of blown away. I didn't even. It was hard to process at first because thinking of Fargo, you're just like, someone's house.
Right, exactly. Well,
Blah, blah.
if I'm not mistaken, I think they kind of had their peak of business within music and commercial work in kind of the 90s.
Yeah.
And now that technology is readily available to everybody,
Yep.
they're kind of dwindling as far as
Yeah.
their stuff, which is why I have this fantasy of going in there with money and being like, this is mine now.
Yeah, right.
Wouldn't that be nice? Oh my God.
Wait, bro, did you say the 90s?
Definition DJ.
Oh my God. 93, come on. Oh my God. I remember this.
What y'all know about this? This from that Growing Pains album by Charlie Mizza.
Oh man. Yeah, dude, this is about the 90s.
Dude,
It's literally
can't get
called
better than
Sunday,
that.
pass it
Hey.
down my way.
It's literally called the 90s. Y'all check that out. That's on SoundCloud right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I took that beat. Oh my God.
Yeah, let them know.
Where did I
Talk
take
about
that beat
it.
from?
Hell yeah. Well,
I
you know,
think it's an old school Ice Cube beat, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken. Yeah.
you remember Ice Cube when he dropped Lethal Injection?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Man.
Classic.
This is a
Yo, I
You know how
still
we
Ghetto
do
Bird
it.
is still probably one of my favorite tracks. Dude.
One.
I will like roll down. I will roll around like after work with the windows down with that on heavy, dude.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
Yo, let them know how you roll, Mizza.
Oh,
like
my
you
God.
come out here in the lowrider, bumping this
Oh,
West
man.
Coast gangster shit.
Oh, that's a pain. Yeah, I sold that lowrider. God.
You sold it, but you know what
No,
I'm saying?
no. I didn't sell it.
Oh, you better not.
I have it.
You besting.
I have
Oh,
it, but
shit.
I kind of hung up the cross member on a railroad track and bent some things.
Ooh.
So now it just sits there, collecting
Hey.
dust.
Are you gonna get it back on the road one day?
Yes,
All right.
whenever I get a big chunk of money.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm pretty sure I got to straighten the frame out. Luckily, none of my panels buckle, so I don't got to
Okay.
repaint the thing, thank God. But
Right,
man,
right.
So when
Yeah.
they see you out rolling, man, but I like how you put the windows down.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, you let the ass drop,
Yep.
and you just ride.
Oh, I miss that car. God,
You got any video footage or pictures of that one?
Yeah, we should show some of that.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna roll that.
I think it's in Happy Family, actually, towards the end, actually. Yeah, I did that in the parking garage.
Yeah, we
That's
gonna
my baby.
Swanging.
Happy
Swanging
Family.
out
Oh,
here.
Happy Family on deck. Now this one was you did a song with your wife, I believe, on your first album, and then
Yeah.
you did.
Oh,
Happy.
Daydreaming, yeah.
Daydreaming.
And she
I
was
missed that one.
and Never Ending. She was on that one. I like that one.
Never Ending. Is that on the first
honestly.
album or what album is that on?
Yeah, that's on Always Free Little King. I'm pretty sure. And that's song number 4.
Okay, yeah, we'll get into that,
mistaken.
you know. But
Yeah.
like the music will never die. I mean, do people know that you play a bunch of instruments? Like,
I don't think so, man. No.
cause you do.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Guitar, bass.
We ain't out here to kiss ass. We out here to let the
I
people
can
know.
carry a basic rhythm on drums, but that's kind of about it. I don't get too crazy on that, you know.
But you're getting into it,
I'd like to, yeah. I'd like to get a drum set.
even as far as recording, you know.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I have the capability. I just haven't done it
Yeah.
officially. You know. I dig Incubus a lot.
Ooh,
They're pretty tight. I mean,
Mark
they,
Enzinger.
yeah, they got it.
Jose
See that's the thing.
Jose
Like
Pasillo and-
I like rock music that has like a definite like unique vibe to it. Like that's why I like Korn. Like when I first heard Korn, I was like, oh my God, this is like the best thing ever. It's like kind of a mix between rap and
Yo,
Yeah.
nobody
rock a
was
little bit,
doing
sort
that.
of.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like they were pioneers, man. Like
Oh, yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
there's probably like a dozen bands that are successful now that probably owe all their success to Korn. You know.
And,
Absolutely.
and they got the new album dropping. So many bands dropping new
Yeah.
albums this year, right?
Yeah. Oh man, it's a good year for music, dude.
Wow, it really is,
It is,
man.
man.
Something's in the air.
So get excited, motherfuckers.
That's right.
Because
That's
new
right.
shit is on the way.
No, I listen to a lot of stuff, dude. Like save like country. I don't know.
I don't fucks with that too much.
I try to like country, but it's just like I don't know. I country's like ruined for me for
like
various sociological problems we're facing today. Country's just kind of like,
right.
I don't know.
We got all kinds of crazy stuff.
Sometimes I'm like, I listen to country and it doesn't really sound like country anymore.
Well, not anymore. Oh yeah, man, it's like
this sounds more of like electronic twang or something.
Well, pop, you can't, pop. Yeah, you gotta keep it under. Music lives in the underground.
Like,
so once you realize that
Little Nas X, like I don't know what the hell's going on anymore, man. Like I'm so.
I don't even know about that song. My buddy told me about this song. He's like, yeah, it's been hot for 6 months.
Let me get this straight. Then. So okay, Billy Ray Cyrus wrote it, and then Little Nas X wrote a verse for it.
I think it's the other way around, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because he came out with the song and then Billy Ray got it.
And then he got on the hook. Is that how it went?
Billy Ray got on it.
So he just did the hook.
He
just did the hook then.
I think so.
What it is he couldn't be played on the radio stations, I guess, because it was too not country. So Billy Ray came in and gave him the credit and did a verse or whatever it was. And then so now it's on the country radio stations. Shout out to my dude, the Dakota Kid, for letting me know that.
But then again, wasn't it on Y94 and shit too?
Well, see, and that is why that is chart topping right now, because it's multi-genre across a whole bunch of charts.
Which is exactly what music's doing. Like it's harder to draw a line anyway, and it should be.
Yeah,
that's fine. It went the other way. There's the hip hop thing and all that other shit. So.
Yeah, the Get Down. Have you heard that one?
I don't think so.
That's like a.
Oh my god.
We were listening to that for like a month straight.
Sounds like a.
Oh my god, you gotta check that shit out.
Get Down.
It's like a dance song. Yeah, it's kind of like kind of like Whippin' Nay Nay, except like a
country.
Okay. That's like a country version.
Yeah.
So
it's all about having fun at the end of the day, and you also want to keep it real. I'm a big believer in that.
I'm always down to like explore new stuff, man. I used to be such like a just angry purist. Like, I'm not listening to it.
Right.
This is how it should be, and it's just it. And then I'm.
Yeah. You're definitely hybrid.
That was my I Was Free Little King stage. Now I'm more just kind of like.
All right, whatever.
I mean, yeah.
It's music. It's fluid. You start a fire. It doesn't stay the same size or.
Well, it's like we'd never move on as people anyway if we just stuck.
Oh yeah, can you imagine that? I mean, yeah. I mean, of course, I'll always have my faves. I'm
oh yeah, for sure.
I'm an '80s baby, raised in the '90s, so I'm always gonna be, obviously.
For real. Speaking of your faves, dude, what's up with the Raiders, bro?
Oh.
You always represent
buy Raider gear.
You going hard for the Raiders, like every year I ever see you.
Here's the deal.
They got a new stadium, right?
So I don't know. Here's the thing.
Vegas
here's my. That's the rumor. Here's my relationship with the Raiders. I like the Raiders ever since I was like Bo Jackson.
Oh come on, man! The original hybrid.
When I was a kid, Bo Jackson was God. You know what I'm saying? Like he did he was like
for like 3 years, 4 years.
Right, he was an amazing football player. He was an amazing baseball player.
Yep. Deion Sanders came after him.
And my dad liked the Raiders, and then and of course I got into Ice Cube. Well, he liked the Raiders. Yeah, Raiders are my team.
Of course, right? LA.
So as I've gotten older, I find I'm watching less and less football.
Straight up, same
and
here.
I'm getting more busier to the point that I honestly when I heard about all this like hoo-ha about Antonio Brown, I had to look him up again to remind myself who he was and that's how far removed I am from watching football.
Same here. I didn't hear anything about that, and somebody was like Antonio Brown. I'm like, what do you mean? I don't even watch that shit. No more.
So something about his helmet and whatever, and I was just like, oh, well, whatever. I feel you. I'm actually going with my dad.
Nothing wrong with
on Sunday in Minneapolis to watch the Raiders play the Vikings.
Oh, have to do that.
Yeah, man. It's going to be my first Raiders game ever with my pops. So,
see, that's what I mean. Building those type of experiences is cool.
Yeah, and so I'm excited for that. But honestly, aside from that, I don't know. I whatever. So it's 90 degrees out, and I'm wearing sweats. Why? Because I was in an air-conditioned house all night and all day rendering closed captions. Then I stepped outside to come over here. I was like, oof.
Right.
This is a dumb idea. I should have worn a t-shirt or something.
This is third summer that I believe we're on the Earth now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It goes in rotations.
I mean, I ain't going to complain about the hot weather, though, because once that cold weather comes...
Oh, man. I know.
No, help me sell some air conditioners or something.
I call that the great nothing, because there ain't nothing to see for like 6 months.
The great.
The great nothing. It's nothing but just
That's
cold.
why a good amount of people dip out of here during the winter because they know that shit is miserable.
Oh, I don't blame them.
Yo,
we got people around the world that make memes about North Dakota winters.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So you know it's serious
They're
out
all
here.
true.
Although I know some people that actually want to stay up here for the winter, so it's like most
Y'all are
people go
crazy.
south.
Y'all are crazy.
Oh man, yeah.
Hey,
I know some folks that
some
just
people
can't
come
wait to go
north.
ice fishing, and I'm just like, man,
You have fun with that.
I would be happy. I would be happy with like 40 degrees as a low.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm talking about? But like man, yeah, you out here on some hybrid stuff, man. I want to play this one song that when I first heard you were doing solo music, I was like, word, all right, that's fire. You know what I mean? You like incorporate people around you. The name of this one, you're going to recognize it, I'm pretty sure. It's called Daydreaming. Oh, you remember that intro.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wait. So this one has your...
This must be a music video.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is another music video. Y'all can find it on Facebook, Charlie Mizza, right now.
Yeah, it's on there, right? Yeah. It's on there on YouTube.
Ooh, that's a nice sample.
That's my wife right there.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that was off of a friggin'... Oh, that's crazy, bro.
No, I
That's next
doctored
level.
up a little bit.
That sounds like some Hollywood shit, man.
You know what I mean?
So this song is about ADD. if you really listen to it,
Okay.
it's about like ADD and
Relatable.
in my opinion, the over prescription of amphetamines in the 80s to kids that maybe didn't need them.
Right.
Where some of these illnesses, in parentheses, come from.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, ADD is a real thing, and there are people that legitimately need medication, but like.
Well, of course it is, right? But like how we got there as people, you know, the pill culture since the 80s is crazy.
No, right, yeah. I mean, I was on Ritalin when I was younger, and I don't take it now.
Okay.
Did I grow out of it? Was it an adolescent thing? Did I just not need it? Who
Kind
knows?
of a process in life, you know?
Sometimes in life
very
you get
well
these
could've been,
stages that like you need things, and other times you don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it could have been. I had kind of a tumultuous childhood. It could have been just a childhood thing, you know.
Well,
You know?
I don't know if you're a believer in destiny or, predestined things in your life, but like sometimes things just happen, and at the time you're like, wow, this is really shitty. But at the same time, like 3 years later, fast forward, you're exactly where you need to be.
No, yeah, absolutely. I do believe that in a certain. I believe that's true if you allow it to be.
Well, yeah, because at the end of the day, you have the ultimate power.
Right.
over your
Yeah.
life.
I think because retrospectively,
will,
I
yet again.
I can say in my 39 years, I think that some of my darkest days were half my reaction to what was going on. You know what I mean? Because man, everybody goes through shit, man. You know, there's dark times. I mean, whatever household things, love life things, whatever. You know,
life, yeah.
And I think that I swear to God, probably half the world's problems wouldn't be as bad if people could have an ability to objectively detach themselves from the situation that they are in and look at it, which is extremely difficult to do.
It is
you
very
know what I'm
right.
saying? It's like you can say that, but to do it in the moment, especially if it's something real, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But nonetheless,
you.
I mean, I think that everything just kind of comes down to a conversation and just go with the flow rather than be react, be like water.
Yeah.
Like Bruce Lee says. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We know about some Bruce Lee, man.
Because in my opinion, the reason why everyone's all crazy and arguing about everything, and there are these wars going on between people, it's all inner conflict in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's because people can't come to terms with certain things, or they can't accept certain things, or they don't know what their true power is. Right. And it's all just at the end of the day about some kind of an inner battle going on. And if people practice being authentic and practice the right way to react to things, or meditated more often, because when you meditate, you clear your mind of things that don't really need to be there, and stuff like that.
True. Yeah, man.
That's what who is it? Michael Jackson. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make the change.
Right.
You know what
And
I'm
that's so
saying?
true. I mean, and it sounds so cliche or whatever because it's like
But that's
it's almost
real, though.
eye rolling. But yeah, it is real. It's like it's. I think it's initially eye rolling to folks because that's like when you're in the heat of the moment of some conflicts. The last thing you want to do is like detach yourself from something because as humans, we need to feel secure, and to feel secure, we need to have control of what's going on. And sometimes like we try so hard to control or shape something that isn't either shapeable or meant to be shaped by us.
Or it's a part of a bigger thing.
Or it's a part of a bigger thing.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Hey,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? Like my homie T-Mac said, you can't control everything. You know?
Oh, yeah.
And so...
Because really, at the end of the day, all you
is.
can do is control your reaction to things.
Yeah, really.
That's really what it is. And think about how many bad things that have happened ever in anyone's lives that like, if I just would have reacted a little bit differently, maybe it would have gone differently. You know what I mean? Like,
That's the and then that's the past, and we get the moment.
right,
You know?
right, exactly.
So, I feel
Or there could be the theory that how you react to things literally shapes your reality. It either removes it or brings it closer to
Oh
you.
yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely, man. Well, if you think, I mean, if you want to get really deep on this, like, if you think of like everything that is
Interconnected,
interconnected. Like you talk
Yeah.
about a symbiotic circle. Like you look at ecology, like
quantum nature of
there,
things.
if a certain species of trees die, for example, that put off X amount of oxygen in the air, then that's going to put more strain for the gas exchange on all the other plants in the world. You know what I mean?
So
Just an
yeah.
example. So like,
Yeah.
so basically, like if I'm a complete raging asshole in my life, and I go around and just like the world is my chew toy. Well, then obviously
at one point in time,
at one point, I
it's
mean,
gonna
because
come back,
everybody's
right?
gonna like, no one wants to be treated like shit or feel like shit. So like,
Right.
you're only gonna reciprocate what you put out.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in that. The energy you put out is what you tend to
man.
get back.
It's just gonna.
Assholes are sprinkled every once in a while, but the shit happens, and you move on. Because if you are living your best life, okay,
Absolutely.
you're gonna be happy. So it is what it is.
Yeah, the way I see it is like, you know how they say like you should practice on what you think in your mind and what you speak and how you react to things because it's what manifests into your reality. Even if that's not true, say for instance it's not true, you find out you die and you find out it's not true, everything was just random, predestined bullshit.
Right.
Even if it's not true, what harm does it do to control your thoughts, control your reactions, and think positively? What negative thing could that create in your life?
Probably nothing. If anything, it would
You know?
benefit you to
So
have
it's
your
like-
short existence on Earth be a little easier.
Yep.
You know.
So it's like even
mean,
if that was somehow a
blink of an eye.
deception
Yeah.
to control or what, it doesn't really matter because if it's doing something positive in your life regardless,
Yeah.
you know, and if it's true to you, there's also sayings that say what you think is what is true, or you know,
You're right.
like perspectives and alternate realities and parallel timelines and all that shit. We could all be living our own separate reality completely, you know.
Here go Mr. Palien.
And then the
Let me tell you,
multiverse
he
theory
knows
comes in.
about some things.
You know what I'm saying? We can get into that, but I'm
agree.
just saying like
for sure.
perspective, man.
Man, we
perspective.
got deep in there in this pitch for a second.
It always
I'm telling
happens,
you, hella
man.
deep. I
It
like it,
always
though.
happens.
It's a good thing, but I'm
It
telling
is,
you,
it
like
is,
all
man.
these different minds coming together is powerful, man. It's
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, you straight.
I mean, lately, honestly, man, I got so much going on. Dude.
Yeah.
I got a
Right.
brand new baby. She's 9 months old, and she's
Yes,
a
that's
top.
right.
She's getting on the toddler stage a little bit soon, and she's
Mm-hmm.
almost walking. She's busy, and then I got my son. And then I got
Wow.
my
So,
job, and-
yo, Mizza, you got 2 kids now.
yeah,
That's what's up,
I know
man.
it's crazy, right?
I knew you before you had kids, so
I
you
know.
Come on,
I know,
man.
man. God, it's like
It's a
man.
trip. It's a trip, man.
It
But
is, dude.
it's funny, life growing, and
Yep.
we all out here growing, whether it be mentally or physically. So
Oh man,
Just
So-
cherish the moments because they pass very
I
fast,
know.
man.
They pass even faster the older you get. It's
Oh
like,
yeah,
you know.
I was like when I was a kid, I was like, I want to be 13 when I'm 13. I want to be 14 when I'm 14.
man.
I want to be 18.
Uh-huh.
Now I'm just like I don't even really care about getting older. I just want to enjoy the moment. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
no, really, dude. I like. I've never been one of those people that think, "Oh, I wish I was 20 again." You
Yeah,
know,
right.
Like, nah. I had my head so far at my ass when I was 20 years old, man. I don't want to be 20
Right.
again, dude.
Right.
Oh,
I feel you on that.
I don't want to go back.
Yeah, there's certain times where you're just like, yeah, I'm good right here. Like I've learned a lot of shit. I'm good.
I'm like nice and comfy, man. It's like right now, it's like the best time of my life. Really, I can't think of any.
Well, they say when you reach a certain age, that's when your real breakthroughs come through. You know, like.
Yeah, man. You know what I think it is too. I think it's just more of like, you know, like I've done some things and I've seen the world a little bit, and. Now it's just like, I mean, for number one, you gotta live for your kids, you know?
Yeah.
And just seeing them grow and seeing them, like, flourish and becoming their own person is just such a...
Yeah, you got other responsibilities now,
well,
too.
yeah,
you know?
Even aside from responsibilities, it's just hella cool to, like, see that, you know, and experience that, you know?
Yeah.
And
Feel
so
you.
that's like a huge part of my life is their life, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
But,
Right.
But I think it's just, like, you get to a point that... Well, okay, for example, you know, like when I was really, really, really doing the music thing and that's all I was doing, like, you know, sundown, sun up, like, you know, really trying to do it. And, you know, I'm making some progress and doing some things, but I guess, you know, being comfortable with, like, not trying to go balls to the wall and being okay with it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, because I mean, every artist, like, you know, wants to, like, you know, make it or whatever, right?
Right.
Well, then, okay, so like, I have my son who's 3 at the time of kind of like the busy part of my musical endeavors, and yeah, man, and things are happening, bro. Like you know, I'm like have opportunities, and God, can I realistically, let's say, you know, go on a, you know, 2-month-long tour and be away from my son?
Right.
Or can I bring him with? Well, no, I can't. I'm not gonna. No.
That would,
you know what I mean?
Endanger some lives too.
Endanger some lives too, you know, and it's just at the part that's just like, I don't know. Honestly, because like, you know, growing up, it was calamity, and then I got my shit straight, and then I went to school, and you know, I got my nursing degree, and then I met my wife, and then I met my wife during kind of the pinnacle of all that music stuff. So it's just like go, but I got my son. You know what I mean? And so it's just kind of like I gotta like transition, and it was hard, honestly. I mean, it was really like there's fights. You know, there was like, you know, like straight up like conflict. Like I want both. Like we were talking about, like you're trying to shape something that just, man, it's not in your control to shape. You know what I'm saying? And past a certain point, I think I once I was able to really like just let it be, and just enjoy life for what it is. And man, that's like, I mean, that's serenity, dude. You know,
dude. Yeah,
like,
once you
pure nirvana, like you were always where you wanted to be.
Yeah, man. You know,
there are a lot of people out there that say the key to happiness is just letting go.
It is,
and just going with the flow wherever it takes you. It's an adventure regardless.
It is.
You know
it is. It's just like sometimes
freedom
there. Yeah, I guess I'm not a religious person, but I guess I'm spiritual in the sense that, you know, I don't like to inflict my will too much in my own life. Too much.
Right.
You know, I'm still like a type A person when it comes to like my endeavors, you know, like my filmmaking.
Getting things done.
Storm chasers and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and sometimes I get a little extreme and I'll really like, you know, I'll like literally drive to Southwest Nebraska and try to come back and give up at 3 a.m. because I am literally dreaming with my eyes open and then pull over. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing, you know. But yeah, man, it's just like when you get to that point that you can just kind of like take life for what it is. It's maybe that's what they're talking about. That your 30s are the best time of your life. And maybe that's what it is.
That's because maybe just you've accumulated so many experiences, so many lessons. You're just having that aha moment. You're
the
just
aging
like,
weapon.
I'm good.
Yeah,
you
man,
know.
Yeah, you know, it's like
you know,
God.
As I've heard before, Earth strong.
Earth strong, yes.
You're Earth strong, man.
Earth strong, yeah.
Age ain't really nothing but a number. Like,
really,
you get your experiences and your maturity of it.
It's more of
you go from there.
It's an asterisk on your health insurance.
These motherfuckers.
That's what it is.
Yeah, and Sally Mae can get these hands too, so whatever.
Oh, man.
What you know about college loans, though?
Oh, God. I know that it's the biggest racket in the history of the world.
Yeah, banks, man. And all that stuff.
Oh,
but, you know, we out here. We really out here, and we making dreams come true, so
Yes,
it's
sir.
good.
Absolutely.
Can't wait to see your next projects coming up. Y'all check out The Chase.
Yeah, go check that out. God, I mean, it's gonna be. I'm hoping for every digital platform you can possibly get.
Yeah.
Really aiming at Amazon. We'll see. I have a good feeling about it, so I'm hoping to make an announcement on either or soon.
Okay.
Big announcement.
I just want to put it out there, man. And be done with it. Done.
Mm-hmm.
Next.
Relax.
On to the next thing.
Exactly.
Yep.
Maybe play some Star Wars on PlayStation, whatever.
Oh man, that new Fallen Jedi looks so tight. Okay, here's the thing. I'm not a gamer per se, but when it comes to Star Wars,
game on.
Oh yeah, I'm all about it.
I feel you on that. I used to fuck with some Battlefronts back in the day.
Oh
and,
yeah.
Because I haven't had time for video games since 2007.
Well, right, me neither. Yeah, it's like the only time I honestly have time for video games is when I'm switching to my night shift mode, so I have to stay up and there's nothing else to do.
Yep.
So then I'll get it in.
To pass the time or whatever.
Yeah, it can be fun. It can definitely be fun. But yeah. So we had to touch on Star Wars because I know you may or may not be a massive fan.
I'm kind of a giant Star Wars geek. I know things that probably most adults probably shouldn't, know about Star Wars. Like it's to that level for sure.
Hell yeah.
Hey, we really out here, bro.
Hey man, I really appreciate you coming out here, sharing your story.
Man, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so much. It was inspiring, enlightening. You know what I'm saying? And we out here, SpacePod TV for the people.
SpacePod TV.
You know what I'm saying?
For
we want
people,
your story.
by the people.
Yeah, exactly. We want your story. Come out here, tell your story, share your talent on SpacePod TV. I'm your host, Palien Vasion. I'm here with the one and only Charlie Mizza.
Yes, sir.
Hi.
And that being said, I appreciate you coming out.
Oh man, all day. Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Me, man, for sure.
And after that, we out.
Peace.
Peace out.
Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. In the 701, do it for the humans. I be on the come up, do it for the humans. And I'm making them buzz, do it for the humans. So I'm taking over, better make it over.